I got our medicine. Some come in bottles, some come in people, some come in prayers we never finish. And I've been trying to figure out which one heals and which one just hides the hurt. Trying to be deep, I'm just tired of feeling sick. Tired of chasing them in bottles that never fix it. Got trauma in my bloodstream, love in my lungs, both hard to breathe. Still gasping for peace. I say I'm healing, but I still crave pain. Cause at least that reminds me I'm still in the game. Swallow my pride like another pill, but it still burns going down, it still kills. Every cure comes with a tell me what's the difference between coping and dying slow. You call it growth, but it just feels like letting go. Every day I choose between pain and less pain. Both of them whisper my name, yeah. Both of them call me home. I'm trading addictions, pills for your touch, whiskey for love. Call it recovery, call it relapse. Either way, I can't get enough. I'm trading addictions, one goes for another affliction. Yeah, I'm sober, but I'm still feeling for something that feels like It's crazy how peace feels foreign. How silence get loud when the storm ends. I said I'm done, but the shakes don't stop, and my mind keeps pouring another shot.
You don't quit the pain, you just find new ways to survive it.
You ever break free just to crawl back in? Tell yourself just one last time again. And yeah, that's me, fighting off my own skin, trying to figure out where the hell I've been. Still lost in my own cure. Tell me what's the cure for being too aware? I keep finding God in despair. Every fix is a different kind of chain. I'm loyal to my own pain.
Addicted to breaking.
I'm trading addictions, faith for control, love for the hit. It's not the drug, it's the emptiness it fits. Call it recovery, call it pretend, but I don't even know who I am again. I'm trading addiction, just call it survival with conviction. Still shaking, still standing, still shaking, still standing, still standing. If only I knew what it takes just now, yeah. In my own way, in my own way. If only you knew, if only you knew. In my own way, in my own way. Do I go, do I stay? Do I go, do I stay? How do I get out my own way? And if only you knew, if only you knew. In my own way, in my own way. Do I go, do I stay? Do I go, do I stay? How do I get out my own way? If only you knew, if only you knew. In my own way, in my own way. Do I go, do I stay? Do I go, do I stay? How do I get out my own way? I dress comfort up like wisdom, called it late discernment. Say I'm being careful with my steps when I'm really just uncertain. I see myself 10 moves ahead and I freeze at one, protecting who I used to be from who I'm becoming. I don't need another reason why, I already know the cost. Say every time I choose the familiar, I forfeit what I want. Fear don't yet negotiate, sound calm, sound reasonable, but greatness never asks politely. It say move when it available. I keep waiting on the moment like it's here.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now entering the valley of the shadow. I know you didn't plan for this. One day, the way that you've been moving stops feeling easy. The things that used to make sense don't make sense anymore. But you still showing up? Maybe. Still doing what needs to be done, but something deeper is pulling away from the surface. You know that feeling, right? You realize you're in it. This is that stretch where the familiar things that you're used to doing to even yourself out stops working. And the drive that you have starts going away. The answers are not coming. And you're left with yourself. Whatever truth is sitting beneath those roles that you play, those reactions, yeah, you're being redirected. The valley of the shadow is going to strip away what can't come with you. Those are your titles, the roles, your disguises, the things that you measure your worth with. All of that gets peeled back. It's not here to harm you, but to bring what's real to the surface. And you're not going to rush through this if you take this growth thing serious as the journey continues. You can't talk your way out of it. So you wait and you breathe and let it reshape you in ways that you don't have to explain. This stretched time is not to be out there on full display. It's for your return. So if you're here, be here. In this space, we move with intention. We speak when it matters, and then we rest when it's needed. And when we leave, if we leave, we don't go back the same. Welcome to the valley of the shadow. As you're getting ready to descend into the valley, welcome to Blended Healing. Can you hold my hand? I don't like it in the valley, but it's necessary. It's necessary.
I start on left their feet and with sand. Ocean knows my name before I ever speak back. Salt in the skin, wind in my hair. Standing where water meets sky, I'm aware. I look up once, heaven responds. White light moves through, truth carries on. I don't walk alone, never did. Body and clothes keeps me for what I skill. He don't say much, just stands his ground. Every near miss, he was around. I don't need pain to touch the line. I carry it all. I carry it fine.
Welcome back. You made it. We're now into the shadow, part 1, entering the valley. It takes a lot to be here at this point. Nobody really talks about this span of time. They're always talking about going or getting somewhere, leveling up and reaching for the next place. But there's a stretch of time where you wake up and things don't feel the same. Even though nothing looks wrong from the outside, you're still moving, showing up, handling what needs to be handled. But on the inside, something isn't lining up anymore. And you can't ignore it. This is where everything slows down mentally, even though life keeps lifing all around you. You start looking at the decisions that you once felt sure about and realizing that they were built on timing, your emotions, or habit more than the truth. Then you start questioning things that you never questioned before because you're paying attention now. This is the place in your journey where it's going to strip you of all the extras, those titles, those roles, those expectation, all that stuff you leaned on to feel secure. It's going to stop working. I know you're not interested in repeating things that used to sound like it convinced you to stay in your position that you are in today. You're not trying to sell yourself on ideals that you already outgrew. It's time for you to step up and be honest while things are being rearranged inside of you, internally. Some of us don't like to be in this stage and we try to run past it. We either use distraction, staying busy, doubling down on old routines, but we do that so we don't have to sit with what's changing. But this is where you're going to learn what's real, what was borrowed, and what was learned behavior. This is where confidence is going to stop being about how loud it can be, the volume of it, and starts being internal. Belief that you once had doesn't reassure you anymore. And it has come to this time where you're going to have to trust yourself enough to keep moving without confirmation at every step that you take. You're going to start seeing how much of your direction came from outside influence instead of your own knowing. This stretch of time, this period of time, shows you where you relied on reactions instead of your own judgment. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. There's no guides for this, really. Not even a checklist. You don't get instructions for the in between where you're going into or already are. You haven't even gotten to this place yet. We're going to explore it together. If you're already here, then we're meeting you here. If you ran past this, I'm pulling your ass back to come sit with this long enough for things to show up. You can't force the answers and you can't rush any type of resolution. You got to let the truth surface on its own time. And this is where you stop talking and stop trying to make everything make sense immediately. You're going to stop breaking things down over and over and over. And you're going to listen more with your ears and not with your mouth. And respond less. You're going to let situations show you what they are instead of arguing with them. And when you come out of this stretch of time, you don't come out announcing all of the lessons. That's personal between you and the divine and your angels and your whole team. You don't come out giving speeches. Just move with more intention. Tighten up those reactions. You're going to end up making sharper choices, less tolerance for what drains you, and more willingness to step away without turning it into a scene. That's what this place is going to give you. No validation, no hype, man. Just an internal line that you don't cross anymore. And you don't need to prove it. You're going to feel it without saying anything. And you're not going to lose yourself here. What you are going to do here is stop pretending. And this is where you're going to drop what no longer fits you. And where you learn how to stand without leaning on anything external. And once you've been in here, the shadow, for real, you're not going to go back to how you moved before. You don't need to. Welcome to the shadow. Welcome. I'm already hearing what you're saying. I don't want to go into the valley of the shadow because I can't deal with that right now. But I'm here to tell you that you can. Even if it's not today, and you got to come back to this and listen to this again. Let me tell you what the valley is going to reveal for you. Because I want you here. You can't shake it. The valley doesn't come with answers. And the first thing that you got to understand is that you're not going to get signs or reassurance. What you get in this is space, a whole lot of space. Enough space for your thoughts to start talking back. You start replaying all of those old decisions and questioning stuff that you never questioned before because you finally paying attention. And the more you sit with it, the more you realize the rules have changed. You can't push your way through this. And you can't talk yourself into feeling better. The valley don't care how smart you are, how much you work, and how much work have you done to this point. It doesn't respond to effort, it responds to honesty. And honesty don't come when you're ready. It shows up when you stop dodging it. That's when they throw that mirror up in your face. And you start seeing yourself without the excuses. How much of what you call being strong was really just learning how to deal with stuff that never got improved on? Let's talk about it. The shadow's no joke, man. The valley is deep. When you start spending time with your mind, whew, you see how much you call wisdom when it was just really memorization. Yeah, of certain reactions, responses, and same habits, same moves. And you see how you learn to shut certain feelings down so you wouldn't have to deal with disappointment. You see how being needed felt safer than being seen. And that realization don't feel too good, but it's real. The valley don't care about how you sound. It cares about what you've been avoiding, about how your thoughts don't stay lined up when you try to talk yourself out of what you already know. And then you start recognizing what you started to do to keep busy so you wouldn't have to look at it. And what you see, you can't unsee. That's when the old tricks you used to rely on ain't working anymore. They were temporary band-aids. They carried you as far as they could. And now you're going to stand on your own judgment. There's no shortcuts, no distractions. You stop trying to get out of where you are and start asking what's trying to show you. What is it trying to show you? And what it shows you ain't something you gonna like. It's memory, instinct. It's that voice on the inside that you've been ignoring for a long time because it didn't fit the program. And you realize that some of what you thought was intuition was really just fear, dressed up real nice and neat, looking cute. You look cute. And it protected you from what you couldn't deal with back then. There's nobody here to clap for you or push you forward. Nobody's going to notice when you finally see something straight or give you credit for letting go of all the things that didn't fit anymore. All that outside validation dries up. And what's left is you. Just you sitting with your thoughts, your tiredness, and all the questions that you never had time for before. You know I ain't going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you straight up. It feels empty at first. But it's not empty. It's open. And that openness matters because what's next needs room. This is where things start falling away on their own. People, identities, roles that you played because you didn't know who you were without them. It could feel like something important is getting taken, but really, it's just the things that couldn't come any further. You're going to miss some of it. You're going to miss who you used to be. And that's part of it in the valley of the shadow. But at the same time, you start sensing who you are becoming, even if you don't have the words for it yet. This stage isn't about talking. It's about becoming. And when you come out of this, how you move changes. Because you don't need to prove anything, but because you don't need to anymore. You've seen what breaks you, and you've seen what makes you even. You know what matters now in a way nobody can talk you out of. It just shows up in your choices and the things that you don't entertain anymore. That's the real gift of the valley. It's you being fully aware of what you bring with you and why it matters. You keep moving forward, not forcing anything, not rushing anything, just moving with your eyes open. Nothing left for you. Nothing went missing. And nothing left you. Something in you just got sharper, got cleaner, got wiser, got focused, man. And once that happens, you can't go back. You can't. You can't. I'm not going to keep you long today. I'm not.
Happy Valentine's Day. Be on the lookout for a Valentine's special on JamaicaEssentials.com.
The Petite 9x6 Valentine box opens to a cobalt and silver collection, a 3-ounce body spray with silver atomizer, a 4-ounce tin of whipped
A cooling aromatherapy spray with notes of sea salt and lavender, a smooth ocean blue soap that shimmers like water, rich body moisture that sinks right in, and a grounding bracelet with...
Inside the premium 10x8 Valentine box, every element is chosen to pamper. A 4-ounce body spray and an 8-ounce body wash.
A cobalt blue aromatherapy spray with a silver pump carrying our Royal Azure fragrance. There's a whipped hydrating body moisture, matching body wash, also in Royal Azure.
Yeah, we shine, nothing left.
You have until February the 8th in order to get your Valentine boxes to be shipped for guaranteed arrival by Valentine's Day the 14th. No guarantees after the 8th. Okay? All right. I want you to try to sit instead of escaping. You're trying to find escape exits out of the valley. You got to be real with yourself. You know already that a lot of people don't know how to sit down. They only know how to move, how to grind, stay busy so they don't have to feel anything. How many of y'all can raise your hand to that? You know, we live in a world that treats movement like it's proof that you're doing okay. As long as you're showing up, posting something, saying the right words, people are going to ask soon, pun intended, that you're good. But what happens when you're not? What happens when everything looks fine on the outside, but inside you're unraveling privately? No breakdown on full display. Just a disconnection from what used to keep you going. That's when you know that you stepped into the valley. And the first thing that hits you is the silence. I'm not saying peace, I said silence. You start to realize that nobody's coming to explain this part to you. Nobody's going to show up with signs or step by steps. You're in it. And the truth is, this ain't the kind of space you can rush through. The world don't know what to do with stillness. People don't give you a lot of time to process anything. Maybe a week or two if you're lucky. And then they start looking at you funny like, you still not over there? You not back on your feet yet? What they really trying to say is hurry up and be useful again. They don't want to sit with your grief, your fog, your confusion. They want the comeback. They want you, the you that they can repost and clap for. But that ain't where you are. You're in the in-between, where all of that white noise starts dying down and the emotion starts talking back. Or all those old things that you used to be, the girlfriend, the wife, the moms, the caregiver, the grocery shopper, the changing of the diaper, the fixer lady, the fixer man. That's what they want. They want the old explanations, the routines, but they stop working. Now you gotta choose. Are you gonna reach out for another distraction, an illusion, or are you gonna sit with this? Because sitting don't mean that you're stuck. So let's be real clear. It means that you're not escaping. It means that you're not reaching for a new mask to put on. You're not trying to slap a timeline on your healing just to make other people feel better. It means you finally making space for the truth, the raw kind, the kind that don't care how spiritual you sound, the one that doesn't respond to effort, just honesty. And that honesty is usually shows up when you're worn out from pretending. How long can you pretend? That's a good question. Somewhere along the line, all of that effort, you're going to have to release that somewhere in some time. You feel me? All right. This is when the real work starts. When the armor that you're wearing starts falling off. And that I'm good face. The need to explain yourself. You have grown all of that. But you keep wearing. You sit long enough and things start coming up. You realize how much of your strength was just survival mode. How many decisions were made from fear, from habit, from pressure? You see how you kept yourself distracted just so you wouldn't have to look too close. How many times do I have to tell you that once you see it, you can't unsee it? The valley isn't trying to inspire you. It's not a motivational speaker. It's not here to hype you up. It's not here for that. It's here to strip you down. And when your mental is already fragile, that stripping feels dangerous. It feels violent. But that's only because you were never taught how to sit in it. You were taught how to move to produce, even in your healing. But what if not rushing is what it actually saves you? What if the silence is where spirit starts speaking? What if this space, this valley that you didn't ask for, is where you meet the parts of you that you've been avoiding? The ancestors aren't asking for perfection. The council is watching. Your ancestors, your guides, the divine, and they don't care how flowery the sound of your voices. They don't care about none of that. They don't need hashtags or any spiritual language, lingo, phrases, affirmations. They don't need none of that. They want your presence, your honesty, that real you that shows up with nothing to prove. That's where the healing starts. This ain't about appearing to be healed. It's about becoming whole. Let the silence do its work. You don't need to post your pain in little bite-sized pieces. And you don't need to reframe your grief to make it easier to go down for everybody else. You got to let it be. You got to let the silence rearrange you. The emptiness teach you. The rage, the sadness, the numbness, all of it. Sit at the table with you. Just presence. You're not failing. You're being rebuilt. People think the valley is the end. It's not the end, it's a reintroduction. It's the moment where everything starts slowing down just enough for you to hear what your soul's been trying to say. It's where the old starts losing grip on you and the fake strength that you displayed starts falling apart and something deeper, something real starts to form. And you won't come out of this with a TED talk. I'm just saying. No shade to TED talk. But you'll come out being more steady, cleaner boundaries, a stronger yes, a sharper no, and a version of yourself that doesn't have to act for worth anymore. This is not a detour. This is work. This is the breath that you didn't even know that you needed. This is the silence that you've been avoiding. The rest that ain't sleep. It's release. Release. That's what it is. Of everything that doesn't belong anymore. Everything that kept you moving but never grounded you. You're not being punished. You're being placed right here on sacred ground. You're not lost. You're becoming.
If only I knew what it takes just now. Here, in my own way, in my own way. If only you knew, if only you knew. In my own way, in my own way. Do I go, do I stay? Do I go, do I stay? How do I get out my own way? And if only you knew, if only you knew. In my own way, in my own way. Do I go, do I stay? Do I go, do I stay? How do I get out my own way? If only you knew, if only you knew. In my own way, in my own way. Do I go, do I stay? Do I go, do I stay? How do I get out my own way? I dress comfort up like wisdom, called it late discernment. Say I'm being careful with my steps when I'm really just uncertain. I see myself 10 moves ahead and I freeze at one, protecting who I used to be from who I'm becoming. I don't need another reason why, I already know the cost. Hey, every time I choose the familiar, I forfeit what I want. Fear don't yet negotiate, sound calm, sound reasonable, but greatness never asks politely. It say move when it available. I keep waiting on the moment like it's here.
It's your choice. It's your choice. Let me talk to those who are valley dwellers. If these words that I'm saying are reaching you at the moment where your body feels worn in ways that rest hasn't touched, when your energy is dragging and there's something that's stuck in your throat that just don't seem to want to move, know this. This isn't where it ends for you. You haven't been casted off, and you're not invisible. You haven't missed your chance, and you're just in a part of the journey that rarely gets talked about. At least not in public. You're going through. You're going through the valley. And you just have to sit there. You're in that stretch of time where nothing around you seems to match what's going on the inside. There's no quick turnaround here. This right here, this is where your life begins to talk back. And deeper truths start asking questions. You're not falling apart, you're releasing. You might feel a little disoriented, that you're just falling apart from the patterns that you didn't realize that you had and you held on so tight. But that doesn't mean that you're unraveling in a bad way. It just means that whatever fit is finally letting go. You're releasing those roles that you picked up to feel safe. And you're walking away from all the different beliefs that were given to you by people, by localities and traditions that never saw all of you. You've been managing too much for too long. Expectation, obligations. And now something deep inside of you is drawing a line. The deeper part of you knows it's time to stop saying yes to what drains you. So have a seat. Stay as long as you need. This is the time where fixing anything doesn't need you right now. You don't need to create some type of meaning. And you don't have to plan a big comeback. Just let yourself be present and be still for a minute. Sit your behind down. Let your eyes blur if they need to. Cry. Let your voice go silent and let your breath slow down. You don't have to show anybody anything. And you don't have to prove your healing. You just have to be here with what's real. And know and always know that you are not walking alone. The ones who come before you, they understand what this stretch of time is. They made it through the spaces with no blueprints, no map, no backpack. They had to walk through these seasons, man, where nothing made sense, and they did it anyway. These people are right there beside you. You're not uncovered. And just because your guidance looks different now doesn't mean it's gone. It's speaking to you in the ways that don't require sound. From a place deep, 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 deep inside of you, deeper than thought. The place where the next step is already known. Let this season be what it is. You don't need to explain anything or dress it up. Let whatever is ending finish its course. Let the emotions come as they are. You ain't got to call them lessons. And you ain't missing nothing. You're crossing through. And it takes what it takes. And what leaves wasn't meant to remain anyway. things are going to start thinning out. Your relationships, the identities that you wear, all those multiple masks. And it's not easy. Some of what you're releasing used to define who you are. And now you're feeling the absence of what once gave you an illusion. It's the best way to say that. You might miss some things that are leaving. And that's normal. But don't ignore what's arriving. There's a part of you rising now that doesn't seek approval. It moves different. It listens deeper. It trusts what's been earned. And not by having all the answers, but by staying when nothing makes sense and the moment is necessary. You ain't got to take a leap of faith. And you don't have to force light into the room. Don't rush this stretch of time to get to an outcome and conclusion that's not genuine. You're in transition right now. This is the moment between who you used to be and what's making sense, more sense. And it's taking a shape. The new you. Truth begins to stand taller inside of you. That's a fact. And you're being made more complete through your presence. You were never left. And that's why this moment of teaching is happening. What you thought that you were waiting on has been with you the whole time. You just needed to just stop moving just for a minute for you to notice. So if you need space, take it. If you need rest, no need to earn it. If you need time, use all of it. This is the part of your path that's not going to be seen by others. And if it is, they're not understanding it because this is a personal journey. Everybody's shadow or valley is different. May be similar in explanation, but what you go through in silence and what you go through behind closed doors is something totally different. This is the foundation for everything that comes next. And this time you won't be moving forward with all the other things and that is no longer needed. You're going to come through this hole for real. It may not feel like that to you, but you will. You will. Let's wrap this up. That valley is real rough, man. And you can leave on your own terms. You've been here long enough to know that this space doesn't run on pressure. It never asks you to hurry through or anything like that. And you don't have to stand up and say, I'm finished. You ain't got to do that. And you don't have to explain what took place here either. Some things just drop away or lost meaning Some things came forward, but more than anything, you remained. You didn't turn away from what needed to be faced, and you stayed with what offered no easy answer. You moved through it like a champion. And now, if it's time to go easy, man. Go grounded, go real. This is for you. So take what brought you peace, leave what no longer speaks to you, and if life brings you back here again, you'll know how to walk in it. Ashe. Ashe. That's my little bell that keeps going off and saying, it's time, it's time. Listen, y'all been brave, man. I applaud you for that, for real. I always say, don't look out for the hand claps, but this right here, you need that. Because you did. It took a lot to listen to that. A lot. Because it probably woke up or stirred up some things in you that you know that you're going to have to resolve. And I get it. Do you know how many times I've been back in the valley? Whew. What? Like I tell everybody, and I'm telling the truth, my shadow self is in the backseat of my car. Told me something one day. It was sitting in the front seat. I said, okay, Shadow, let's have a conversation. Shadow started saying some stuff I didn't like. I said, now you can get in the back seat. I don't want to talk to you anymore. So the Shadow's been riding in my back seat of my car. But I'm going to let him come sit in the front seat again. Because we have to talk. There's some unresolved issues that need to be addressed. Peeling back the onion layer is hard, baby. You're not meant to stay in the valley. Just call it the wailing room if you have to. Get it out. Just get it all out so you can move on. And that's it, and that's all. I said what I said, and I'm done with it. There's no crying in baseball. Not going to get me all emotional. Not doing it with you. Thank you for holding my hand. I appreciate you. All right. Go in peace, babies. Be well, stay safe out there. And I'll see you around these YouTube streets. Maybe. Maybe not. You never know with me. I'll see you later. All right. Peace.
Spirit don't move on the schedule. She listens first. Then she speaks. You never know with her. You never know with her. She don't rehearse, she receive. One work and cut up and free. Yeah, you never know with her. She quiet, the spirit say go. Then she'll start taking control. You never know with her. She don't explain what she knows. She just delivers the message and goes. She don't clock in, she tapped in. Episode change with the breath she breathing. Some days it's comfort, some days it's mirror. Some days it's love, some days it's clearer. She don't perform, she channel. Say less, but her presence is mental. Ego get nervous, mask get tight. Cause true walk heavy when it into the light. She'll laugh with you, then pause mid-sentence. Say one thing that hit your chest like a sentence. Didn't plan it, didn't write it down. Spirit said now, so now it's sound. She don't know what's coming either, till it land on her tongue. She a vessel, not a script, that's why everywhere you run. You never know with her. She might soothe you or stir you away. Say the thing you scared to say. You never know with her. She trusts what move through her hands. Not everybody don't understand. You never know with her. She don't predict, she obey. That's why every word feel brave. You never know with her. feel, so tears, next one fire. One moment prayer, next one quiet. She let spirit drive the wheel. That's why it always feels so real. She don't promise easy healing, she promise honest release. If you sit or stay too long, you might have to meet your peace. She don't want you as a head, cause spirit don't ask permission. If you play, you already chose to receive the transmission. She not random, she responsive. She moving a signal call. Every word timed divinely. Even when it shake your wall. All hands, all eyes, move aside. Queen in motion, change the tide. Queen coming through, take note. Not asking, not explaining, I arrive, y'all adjusting. I don't knock, I don't beg, I don't linger. Room shift soon as I lift one finger. You been loud, but your power borrow. I've been quiet, stacking crowns for tomorrow. Queen coming through, watch the flow bend. Every step precise, every look a trend. You mistake grace for softness. That's cute, but deeply incorrect, friend. I move smooth, never rush. Every step got intent and trust. If you reaching for control again, that's the moment you already lost in love. Funny how the air get tense when I enter, truths get dense. Queen coming through, can't ignore. I don't flex, I exist on court. All hands, all eyes, clear the lane. Crown don't wobble, pressure stay. I don't chase, I don't prove. I step in the world, rearrange. Queen coming through, eyes on me. Silk ambition, still dick free. You can stare, you can guess, but the throne already know it's me. You like puppets pulling strings, I like freedom, sovereign things. You spiral when you ain't in lead, funny watching power cling. Queen coming through, don't get it twisted. By the time you blink, the rules been shifted. I don't raise my voice to win, I lower it, that's discipline. You confuse attention with respect, that's where your whole collects begin. Yeah. You feel small when I stand tall, that ain't my fault, that's your wall. Queen coming through, don't forget I expand and let it fall. Call. All hands, all eyes, make it known. I don't borrow, I don't lie, on the tone. I don't fight for empty seats, I sit back and inherit thrones. Queen coming through, step correct, read the room, show some respect. I ain't weak, I ain't cold, I'm just precise and precision, tennis sting, I guess. I see you reaching for the rain every time the spotlight change.